Hello, this is Jesse Millard. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So yeah, I am currently pursuing my master's in creative enterprise and cultural leadership. My arts and cultural background is primarily in the literary arts. I consider myself to be a creative writer, and that's my space in which I is my primary practice. But I do take a lot of photography and very interested in kind of like user experience design, things like that, as it relates to my professional career as a content marketer. But just going a little deeper, I've always been, a huge fan of movies, a huge fan of music, especially. I used to go to concerts quite often, and just really connecting myself with the arts. I am definitely a huge consumer in that space, and just attending events and things like that, and in the past and all that fun stuff. But I've pretty much been immersing myself in the arts for about as long as I can remember, as relates to at least seeing myself always as an artist, as it relates to being a writer, and seeing myself and just in that type of pursuits. Um, my experience with empirical studies, so I don't have a whole lot of experience in that space. I used to be a journalist, so I did do some reporting on types of studies and and things like that, and was really a big fan of focusing on the data and things like that when I was a reporter. But nowadays my experience is mostly just for as it relates to just readings that I need to do with my class. So I don't have a whole lot of experience in that space, but I definitely see the power of data and how it sheds light on things that people didn't formally know about, and it kind of it can be eye-opening for folks once they actually see the data. So I really have a respect and understanding of like the power behind that. And going to my central puzzle, I think my central puzzle is really about focusing on focusing on kind of what what challenges exist that kind of let me go back a little bit further. But I'm a big believer that everyone is or nearly everyone is an artist, or everyone wants to be an artist. Everyone's a creator of some kind, and that's really important to a lot of people. And I really think that art is really tied and related to just living life normally. And so with that, I am really interested in, I guess my central puzzle is kind of what exists that kind of makes people kind of fall off their art practice, stop aligning their art, and how can we kind of solve that challenge of just making sure that folks can continue to practice their art and things like that. One area of space that I definitely, that makes it challenging for me to be a writer, is definitely kind of working a full-time job, and pursuing that 9 to 5 career, so that you can live like a happy, healthy, live, work, play kind of lifestyle. And so, what exists as it relates to like keeping me from, living that art, how can we make it easier for someone, who works full time and has a family, and, like all those types of and personal life obligations, how can they, we help balance and, kind of center art, if that is what they want to do, really helping create that space where people could pursue their arts easily. It doesn't necessarily need to become their full time, but just so they can continue creating, continue living life as an artist as they see it. And then as it relates to kind of what I need to kind of identify my puzzle, and kind of like approach the puzzle a little bit better, is definitely is kind of just get an understanding of how to to learn from people more, through study, like assessing studies or creating studies, and how you can use those types of things to just learn more, and apply those learnings in a practical and meaningful way. So I guess just kind of combining that, but also just exposing myself to solutions and methodologies that aren't exactly profit motivated. As a journalist, you would often see kind of, or I would often see kind of things that were very much profit first, centering like someone's kind of getting paid at the end of the day. But how can we have solutions that don't really involve payment, that don't in that capacity, as it relates to like supporting just like a legacy institution, paying the business to like help you in some capacity, but like actually kind of centering the community and community solutions and approaches and methodologies, and kind of less money system related or capital related type of approaches, and more just like collectivist ideas and things like that. Just learning about those, and learning ways in which to really engage with the community and learn what it needs, instead of just kind of listening to an expert who has a different, more, profit-based motive than actually helping the community. That's kind of where I'm most interested in what I think could kind of, help with my puzzle and things like that. But yeah, thank you, everyone.